You're listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
You know what it is. You know who it is. It's The Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Skillet Television. You know who's in the building. I'm G Sizzle. He's J Sizzle.
Sir.
We are here and we are ready to get rubbed down the right way.
Uh-oh. You signed a waiver?
Oh, no. I didn't know you had to sign a waiver around here. So let's try and do some wavering around here because it's going to get thick for a few more seconds. So let's talk about it. Because it's going to get ugly in a few more minutes. So, Jay, let's talk about Deshaun Watson.
Oh, do we have to?
Yes, we do, my friend. Let's talk about the Johnny Gill of the NFL, the Mr. Rub You the Right Way. Rub you slow, but rub you all night.
R. Smelly. That's R. Smelly.
You're not going to do that to my man, Kels. Free Kels. Someday.
Man, I don't know when.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting out ever. But let's go ahead. Let's talk about Deshaun Watson because this is, even though we're making light at the beginning, this is a serious situation now because now it's getting real. And it's getting real to the point where even if this is a money grab from some, it's to the point where you have indication that something's happened.
Yeah. You definitely have more than an indication that something's happened. And the thing about it is that you have people now who don't want to discuss this, especially people of color. They don't want to discuss this. And this is something that needs to be discussed because I'm going to be very interested to see how this is handled in the media. We understand that when we see it's men of color with some accusations like this, they're immediately thrown under the bus. However, when you saw our former president have accusations from 50 some odd women, we saw people who gave that a pass. Now, I'm not saying anything that Deshaun Watson has been accused of is correct. If any of this is true, then Deshaun Watson needs to be prosecuted however he needs to be prosecuted. You get what you deserve on this one, and we're going to talk about that later on. But I'm very interested now to see just how many people are going to jump all over this. And these same people, when a former president was accused by this by over 40 some odd different women, stayed mute on it. And I'm very interested now because don't get on your high horse right now and you fell off the horse when you need to get on your high horse about 8 months ago.
Right. It's a situation right now. When you see smoke, there has to be some type of fire.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, and again, I'm not casting any light on Deshaun Watson because none of this has been proven. In fact, none of it has even gone before the legal magistrates there in Texas.
Oh, but it's going.
But there's some, at this point now you're saying, Deshaun, I had some problems here.
Yeah,
it's some problems, and I don't know what you've done.
Yeah.
But it's some issues. Now, we talked about it, and we talked about it yesterday when we were at our live event at Hook and Reel.
Yeah.
And if you missed it, man, you missed a good time.
We're having a good time. Y'all got to come on out.
Yeah, man. It was 4029 167th Street in Country Club Hills. We had a great time.
Oh,
Hook and Reel, we're there every Sunday, 7 to 9:30 p.m.
Crab in a bag.
Do our thing. Crab in a bag. We're doing it, just eating till you can't eat no more.
Ooh.
It was an amazing time. But we did talk about it, and we talked about it with those who were there. We had a lot of fan interaction, a lot of ways and views people had about it. So at this point, what we're looking at, and this is outside of the NFL, but right now, Jay, this looks like it could be a career-ending.
Oh, man. I really believe that the match has just been struck. And these contracts that he's had, somebody's standing there with some kerosene and a match in the other hand. This could all go up really quickly. I mean, because right now, you really haven't heard that his endorsements have stopped, but I hear the brakes squeaking right now. The more and more of these allegations that come out, and it looks like he might be a serial massager. He's just trying to pick somebody out who will massage him how he wants to be massaged. Is that a thing? I didn't know it.
I don't know. Maybe there's so many ways you can look at it. And I'll say this.
Yeah.
Mary is the new accuser, or the one, she's the oldest accuser in a new SI piece.
Yeah.
Where they've done some investigative journalism. And she is saying, before the allegations, before all of these revelations came out, that she was the one who she did not say there was sexual inappropriate,
right?
But it was something that happened.
Yeah.
Okay. And then now we're stuck at a weird position because you were there for 2.5 hours.
Right. At some point in time, this got weird on you. Don't you just stop?
If it's to the degree where you said you've never experienced anything like this before in your career, this was the oddest, strangest thing. With he didn't want the sheet, he wanted a towel, and then there were other things. She came up a side door through the back door.
Well, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. I don't know, Jay. I can't knock Deshaun because I don't know what's the truth and what's not the truth. And he's not even gone to court yet. So
I'm gonna knock on him a bit. I mean, there's a lot of smoke coming out here, and I can see the fire coming up through the valley. And we know fire burns uphill really rapidly. Something's going on some kind of way somewhere. Now, I can see 1 or 2 coming out, but now you've got 19 allegations coming out. So somehow or another, you have been some way, shape, or form made somebody uncomfortable at least 19 times at a massage parlor. Now, sometimes the connotation of massage parlor leads to a thought that other things other than actual massaging go on. And maybe Deshaun was remiss into thinking that all masseuses would act in this way. Now, it still does not stop the situation that he has made these people feel uncomfortable, number one. Number two, possibly has violated them in some way, shape, or form. Because there are some women out there saying that he forced them or coerced them to doing other acts. And these things need to be talked about. Because if this is indeed the case, I don't care who you are, millionaire or not, great athlete or not, these things can't be tolerated. And there's a certain decorum that you need to carry on. My whole situation was, and none of that is right, but there are other venues, if this is what you needed to have done, there are other people that would have accommodated you. Now, is that right? No. And so my question is, why then is Deshaun Watson taking advantage of people who did not sign up for this type of activity? Now, Robert Kraft was able to find a location that took care of what he wanted to be taken care of. That easy enough for him to find out. So I'm pretty sure if Deshaun Watson wanted to find out some places like this where you wanted to go, that he could have went there. But he chose not to. And it's wrong all the way around any way you look at it. But the issue is right now, is this something that he seeked out? Did he like the fact that I'm making people feel uncomfortable, or that this was a fresh face that this doesn't happen to, or whatever the situation is? It's very weird. It's almost like a fetish, It's very, very weird. And the more of it that comes out, you wonder how long this has been going on. This is really interesting, but dude, this could be a altering situation for Deshaun Watson and his bank account. Because his reputation is taking a huge hit right now. And any team that's going to take him on at this point,
It's a really interesting situation. You have already, from Atlanta to Texas, you have massage parlors are getting a bad rap.
Without doubt.
It seems in the last couple of weeks it has been. And since Robert Kraft, there has been a focus and an eye on what's been going on. And now there are too many now things that are, as you said before, there have been collaboration somehow. Somebody is working this together, and there are angles that are being put together. But the question is, Deshaun, are you, again, to Jay Sizzle's point, are you taking advantage of those workers, those women who are coming to give you massage? Jay, you've had massages. I've had massages. I would hope that no one would ever say I put them in a position where they felt uncomfortable or felt threatened or coerced in any way. But to me, the problem is there are too many other sources you can do this. Like if you wanted to just have one of those good Pornhub moments and you said, okay, I need a massage. We want to do some role playing. So I'm going to get a massage therapist. And then you're going to do this. And then you're going to do this. And then you're going to hear the music. And then okay, you got the money, Deshaun, to do that. Not like you could do that on your own.
Right.
You could find it. One of your chicks, you could act like, oh, I don't know you, ma'am. Who are you? You're the massage therapist. Come on in. Come on in.
Not saying that any of that is right, but there were different ways to go about if that's what you wanted to do. Mm-hmm. This is the whole issue with this, and you're exactly right about that, is that why are you doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Why, is it the fact that you know these women might need the money? And so you're going to try to coerce them with more? Because I haven't heard anything that he was giving any more money out.
Well, okay. Let's go on the other side. Let's look and say, we're under the assumption, and I'm saying and I'm using that term generally and broadly.
Yeah.
There is an assumption that Texas has something to do with it. The Houston Texans have some way somehow they factor into this. You have a quarterback who is your franchise quarterback who is now requesting a trade and determined he's not going to play for you anymore.
Right.
And you're determined now that not only is he not going to play for you, he's not going to play for anybody with this type of foolishness. But so let's just ask this question.
Yeah, go ahead and ask the question. I got one too.
If this is what Deshaun, not saying that he's taking advantage,
right?
But if you know that this is his thing, if this is Deshaun's thing, where he gets massage therapists come in, they give him a happy ending, are the Houston Texans now, with the help of the legal system, with an attorney, are they using that to expose him and to extort him and put him in a position where he has to now defend himself?
Well, absolutely correct. And you're on the same vein. I'm thinking, did the Houston Texans know about this and they kept this under wraps all this period of time? Did this just start 2 weeks ago? Apparently not. So, and we know we joked a little bit about NFL security, but rest assured, people, NFL security is one of the most elite security programs in the country. They do not mess around. They make sure they have multiple multi-millionaires, high-profile people in these facilities at the same time. You look at any football game, you got Tom Brady and you got Aaron Rodgers and you got millionaires playing wide receiver and millionaires playing offensive line and defensive line and faces and people who sell Wheaties and every other type of material out there. You probably have $1 billion with a star power on the field at any given time, and NFL security makes sure that nothing happens to these people coming to the arena, leaving the arena. When's the last time you heard of any NFL football player being accosted in any way, shape, or form? Every once in a while, you might hear one of the guys get their house, gets a chain stolen or something like that, but that was some people that shouldn't have been there anyway. But very seldom do you ever seen any player get extorted, any player getting child grabbed for kidnapping, anything like that. You don't see that in the NFL, nor any other really major pro organization, because their security is, now I believe their security is sometimes better than what the president gets. You know, I mean, you might see it more physically around him, but your day-to-day intel, a lot of those people that come out of the military work for the NFL. So the question is, did the Texans know this about Deshaun Watson? If that's the case, did they try to intervene at some point in time? Did they say, hey, Deshaun, you can't do this? You know, I mean, I know you think that you're doing nothing wrong. Apparently you say, hey, I've never touched anybody and everything like this. But 19 women so far have said, okay, you really, you know, you are over there on the other side of the fence on a few things like this. So I'm just really interested in this Deshaun Watson situation right now. I think we might see the water being poured on a burning flame of a career. It's very possible that Deshaun Watson not play in 2021 because this thing's going to pick up steam. This has just got started. And we know that many groups out here to support women and men out here to support women. And after a while, look what happened to Tiger Woods' image. And this was because he was cheating on his wife.
Right.
Cheating on his wife. Not that he was, and it wasn't like any of these women, from what we understand, that Tiger was forcing these women to have situations with him. He was cheating on his wife, and it cost him $300 million. So you look at that on the divorce thing. You look at a number of these guys where the situations come on, and it was a situation that could happen to anybody. You know, right. if you're a man going to church every day, you could have a problem where infidelity comes up, and that could have happened to you. But you saw him, you saw what happened. Now you have a situation where it's possible you might have been coercing these women or forcing them to do something that they don't want to do. And it happens all around. It happens in the secular world. It happens in the Christian world. It happens all over the place. So the question has to be right now is, what is Deshaun Watson's future, and how is the media going to portray this? Because like I said before in my opening statements, they will shape and form how they want to shape and form something. It all depends if they like a person or not, or if they're on the right or the left of a situation. We haven't seen Deshaun Watson too often. I mean, I'm not sure how involved he was in the Black Lives Matter movement. I'm sure, and I'm not sure how much he spoke out. I'm not sure. So, but I'm wondering now how that's going to be played out, because if you jump all over Deshaun Watson about this, there's plenty of times where you could have jumped on other people who were more along the line of what your thought process was, and you didn't do it. You just looked past it. And so we have to be fair on these situations. I think anybody who has done something like this, made somebody feel uncomfortable. And back to your original point, G, about having a massage and things like that. The last thing I want to do is make some woman feel uncomfortable around me. You know what I'm saying? Because no absolutely means no. And I'm not going to sit up here and try to accidentally rub on somebody or do something like that, because I paid for a massage, not for something else. And to tell you the truth, I don't want you something else, because you might give me something else. You know what I'm saying? And that's just not the right thing that you want to have done. And I don't know you like that. You know, so that's not morally what I want to do. I came here for a massage because my neck needs to get massaged, or my back. Recently, I had a back massage about 5 or 6 months ago because I had a nerve pincher in there. She did a fantastic job and got that nerve worked out, and I stopped limping around. And so that's what you're paying them to do, massage therapists, but not for this type of situation he had going on. This was something, you know, go get married and do role play. if that's what you want to do. But I know this is a tender subject for a lot of people, and they're going to look at this, oh, Jay, why is Sizzle talking about it? But we're not going to duck it because it's right here. And it's something that needs to be talked about, especially among, any type of circles out here. You need to talk about it because men need to be understanding what this situation is, that no absolutely means no. Don't make these women feel uncomfortable, and stop treating them like they're objects of your desire. If they don't desire you in the same way, and apparently they didn't, Deshaun, or there wouldn't be 19 of them said, I don't like the way he did this, because apparently he's not too smooth at it.
Oh, bad man daddy, bad man.
Apparently
bad
so.
Man daddy.
Apparently so, G. He not too smooth with it.
I think that's the big thing right now, bro. The problem is you're not good with your game.
Your game is weak.
Your game has gotten you in a whole world of trouble.
Man,
but you know what? We got to let the process play out. But I do know one thing.
Yes, sir.
I know the greatest process you can do is subscribe to the Sizzle here at Iron Skillet Sports. Iron Skillet Sports. You can find us anywhere at Iron Skillet Sports or hashtag Iron Skillet 219. That's where you can find us on any platform, anywhere you get your information, be it that you want to find Iron Skillet Television, you can find us on YouTube exclusively. And if you want to find us on podcasts, you can find us anywhere where you find your best podcast. We're there. We're Iron Skillet Sports, and we are everywhere. We're everywhere you want to be. So let me tell you again, if you have an opportunity, please come out and join us on Sunday evenings at Hook and Reel. Let's get to cracking, baby. Let's go ahead and get this done. What'd you say, Jay? You got what in the bag?
Crab in a bag. Dude, they come out with the food, and the bag is steaming, and you got crab legs just hot, and mussels and all types of stuff. And they just sitting there, all you hear, that's all you look. Time. We had a good time up there, man. We interact with the people up there. People come up there and run up. Can you have a request? And I'm like, look, we ain't no DJs, but we play the music. Look, we had them up dancing out in the middle of the floor there.
Boy, if you miss that, if you miss old school,
we had a
Chicago house. If you miss that, you missed a treat. So look, again, if you can't find anything to do on Sunday nights,
come on, hang out with your boys.
Hook and Reel, you know what it is. 4029 167th Street in Country Club Hill. We are there. You have to be there too. Yeah, that's all I can say. Right.
And we talk a little sports, and we talk a little more sports, and we interact with the people. We have a good time. We play a nice little mood music for you, and you can tap your feet and suck on a crab leg, and life is good.
You can tap your feet while you eat to the beat. That's all I can say, baby. You know what it is. You know who it is. You know what it is. It's the Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Skillet Television. We are the talk of the 219. We're the hottest talk in the 219, and we will see you on the other side.